Hey guys, so I thought while I was sitting here and doing dishes and stuff that, it's always more fun to do dishes when you're, talking to somebody. And, well, there's nobody here right now. They all left and left me in a great big mess, which I'm doing dishes now for, and which is great. But I wanted to kind of share with you, more of my story and the places that I've been in the past couple of years that have, led me to where I am at now, and I'm pretty happy where I'm at now. It's been pretty cool. Wouldn't change a thing. And so here we go. After Carmen passed away, I gave the custody of the kids back to their biological father and stepmom, well, you may have noticed the lights are flashing to my voice. It's commercial time, yeah. And so, yeah, everything in this house will be lit up, flashing like this, and it's just part of the new me. But anyways, I did spend a lot of time relearning who I was, who I am, and most importantly, what do I want to do in life? Because before everything was just, whatever Carmen wanted, and I was pleased as punch with doing whatever Carmen wanted, but I never really looked at my goals and looked at the things that I wanted to do, and now I've kind of been, forced to, and it took me a long time. It took me a long time of soul searching. Yeah, I had to go through the 60s again and, do all the psychedelic stuff and beyond. And, it was very difficult, and very difficult for me to rejoin the world. And at one point, I didn't want to live. I had no desires for life. I didn't want to be here. And I can tell you that before it all ended, I got pretty angry, and to anybody that I've lashed out to, I'm very sorry. I don't take it back, but yeah, I just understand why. But, once I started really figuring it out, like, what do I want to do? Well, I definitely want to go hiking, a lot. And so, I sold my house and bought one over here in Portola, my hometown, where the forest is right outside my door, literally. And so I can go hiking anytime I want. And, what else do I want? Well, I want freedom of being able to go where I want, And so I bought a new truck, and now I have that freedom to go wherever I want, when I want. And telescope. I've always wanted to just gaze at, the stars and the encroaching Andromeda galaxy. Gosh, I noticed about 3 a.m. you can see it perfectly. 4 a.m. actually. And so, anyways, I bought all this stuff, and my house, it was like, built in 1922. And so a lot of it's having to be redone, and back in October I picked out all the colors that I wanted, the floor, the paint, and it's all been sitting here, ever since. Wow, that smells nice, very nice. So anyways, I've got all this home improvement to do, and it's just been since Christmas Day of 2018 that I felt like doing it. Jumping in, and I just finally realized, hey, it's not going to get done until I do it. And so I jumped in and I started doing it, and, I've always known that, any kind of work, just kind of opens doors and does great things for your life. Any kind of work, it doesn't have to be a job. Gardening for me was one of the biggest thrills I ever got because of the payoffs that, you know, gardening had brought me. And so, you know, stuff like that. And so once I did jump in, you know, and started to, you know, open a can of paint and get it stirred and, you know, get the rollers out and brushes out and, you know, wash the walls and kills the walls, and, you know, it's been a long time, but I'm doing it. I'm loading stuff into my countertop dishwasher. This is the coolest thing. I have a whole lot of new gadgets and stuff, you know, that you guys might want to check out. I'll give you a complete review of them all, like the flashing under the counter, under the, you know, cabinet lights. I think those are badass. They bounce along to the music, and I have music on almost all the time here, and it's bouncing. You know, I play it really loud, loudly and proudly. And I have a lot of fun here. I have to, you know, I'm on my own, and I have to pleasure myself, you know, in just ways that keep me from getting lonely and bored and depressed. And so, you know, I learned a long time ago, about 7 years, going on 8 years now. In fact, it'll be 8 years next month. I learned that being depressed and stuff is a choice. You know, and I've been tested on this. I've been questioned, you know, by the universe on this. You know, about a lot of things, you know. What am I going to worry about today? Yeah, that's been a good test and a good lesson. You know, there's really nothing to worry about, ever, because it does no good, you know. Be a solutionist. That's a word I created this morning, a solutionist. And, you know, that's one thing that Carmen always told me, honey. We know what the problem is. What's the solution? You know? And she was right. So there's nothing ever to worry about. You have the choice not to be depressed as well. And now my view on this is a very spiritual one. You don't need the shot glass I might have on you. You know, because I believe that they're just right over there. You know, they're right on the other side of the wall. They're not really gone, and they're not gone forever. You know, when our ticket is up, you know, we've done our time, and, you know, we either walk away going, wow, you know, I had a really good life, or damn, I wasted a whole bunch of my life on stupid stuff that just really didn't even matter. And so, does not need to go in the dishwasher really, but you know, I guess that a lot of my awakening and finding out who I am again and stuff has come from my beliefs of, you know, fear and doubt are just illusions, you know, and to get rid of them, you know. And believe me, there's been times when I've doubted everything, you know. Just I've doubted my beliefs, I've doubted my abilities, my capabilities, I've doubted my friends, I've doubted just my whole very essence of being on this planet. And I don't do that anymore. But what I do, and tell me if you hear this as well, you know, when we're faced with a decision or our next action that we take in life, wow, that's a crazy place for a wine glass. You know, do we, sorry, I got involved with a wine glass and that rabbit! But, yeah. Do we listen, okay, when inside we hear, you know, the right choice that we're supposed to make, the happier choice, the more successful choice, lucrative choice. Do we do that, the healthier choice, Um, you know, we know the right choices, but do we make the right choices? You know, and so basically, what I changed in my life was, you know, when I know the right choice, I do the right choice, and life is Billyful because of that. You know, it's been a pleasure to live, and you know, for anybody who's religious, you know, comes from the Christian churches and stuff or beyond, you know, this is what they're talking about when, you know, stand in the Lord, you know, because if you just let, you know, they're going to tell you, you hear it all the time, we all do, I believe, that, you know, here's what you should be doing. Yes. And, you know, your rancher will call it being spirit-taught, which we all are, and being spirit-led. And spirit-led just means doing what we know is right, but we hear, you know, in our heads and in our hearts what is right and correct. And you know, life just flows when you do that, because that's what the good Lord wants. You know, and I've really come to life again, you know, because of this, you know. And when I was asking what is it I'm supposed to be doing right now, the answer was nothing. Do what you want to do. This is your time. And then I was like, well, I don't know what that is. So, over the past 2 years, I've been figuring out what that is. And I have a lot of great plans, you know. Traveling is something that is coming up in my world, and I've already paid for it. Just have to decide when to take my trips, and you know, I'm going to go to Cancun. I'm going to go to Costa Rica. I'm going to take a cruise, you know, out of Florida, and so all within the next 3 years. And so, you know, my life is just, it's back in order. It's up and running again. I'm not depressed. I have no time for depression. In fact, you know, Alexa the other day, I said, set a reminder for me, a daily reminder, you know, that there's no time for anxiety. And the way she read it back was, there's no time for anxiety. And so I get a chuckle every morning when Alexa tells me, you know, there's no time for anxiety, you know. And so it's just what we tell ourselves. It's what we put in here, you know. I go over to my friend's house, hey, you know, what's going on in your life? Well, you know, this isn't really working, this is hard, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I say, well, you know, what if there was a simpler, easier way, you know, a more positive way to make your statements? Do you think it would get easier? And they just look at me like I'm crazy. And, but it's true. You know, the more positive that we think within our own selves, you know, this isn't us talking to other people, this is us talking to ourselves, you know. And as positive as we are each and every day, the more positive our life gets. No more depression, no anxiety, and life becomes fun, you know. And ooh, almost lost a shot glass. Whew, that was close. All right, so I guess I better dry these. Anyways, stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out a lot of these videos because it's just part of my new excitement and stuff. And I have a lot of neat stuff, new products and stuff that I'd love to share with you, and just help you to, you know, to be better in yourselves, you know. Something that I came up with here a year and a half ago was be at ease always. Be at ease always. Don't let things get to you. You know, be at ease, you know, stand in the light. What would God do? There you go. All right, so more to come.